Hey guys, welcome to the video. Today we're going to be discussing the decision about going to college. So, with the fall semester wrapping up across the country, many people are looking ahead and wondering, is it still worth going to college? This is a question we're being asked more and more lately, and that has never been more difficult to answer. So, is it? Spoiler alert, it depends. If you ask your parents or the older generations, they will likely say that a college degree is essential to get ahead in life. After all the highest paying jobs require tertiary education, right? In this video, we will discuss the thought process of making the decision of going to college, why you should and why you should not go, as well as some takeaways from my own experience. As a disclaimer up front, I am not a career guidance professional, and this video merely represents my own opinion and experience. Always talk to trusted friends and family before making huge life decisions. With that said, let's dive right in. So, should I go to college? Well, why are you asking this question in the first place? Is it because you want to be set up for a wildly successful career? Or is it for you to provide a means to focus on going out and living life to the fullest? Is it a little bit of both? It's important to remember the why. You've got to keep in mind that attending college is going to be a means to an end. What is it that you want to achieve by going to college? If you already know what career you want and it requires a college degree to get started, then odds are you should go. However, you will still need to consider the time and money investment required to go. More on that later. If you don't know what career you want, then you first need to decide for yourself, what is it that you enjoy doing? What are your strengths? What are you good at? The first prize would be finding something that you enjoy doing, that you can monetize in some shape or form, and in this way working will not feel like work, but it'll still provide you with an income. Some examples of this are people who have started podcasts because they enjoy meeting people and hearing their thoughts. Other people love to start a travel blog because they love exploring and writing and seeing new things. I want to be clear, this kind of career has been glamorized over the last couple of years across social media, but it's not always easy and it's definitely not for everyone. The reality is, however, that virtually all successful careers or jobs take a lot of effort and energy, and you need to find something that you can commit to that energizes you, that you enjoy doing. This doesn't mean that you're not going to have tough days. It doesn't mean that you don't have to work hard. It's best if you find something that you have a natural aptitude for, since there are no greater results than when talent and the grind of hard work combine. If you ask most people, a lot of them will say that they want to have successful careers. However, in my own experience, instead of living to work, a lot of people actually work to live. They find a job that they could tolerate that pays them well enough so that they can do what they truly want to do in their spare time. You will need to decide what success looks like for you. Is it a lot of money so you can do what you want? Or is it living on your own schedule and working when it suits you? Is it to influence and drive change for some cause or greater good as an act of service? Or else do you want to be working in a competitive environment to become a respected leader in your industry of choice? Only you can decide what is most important to you, and there is no wrong answer. Someone else's answer is just as valid as yours. So, let's explore some scenarios and hopefully you can draw inspiration from these. Let's address the traditional white-collar career first. If it is your intention to enter the financial industry, law, engineering, or medicine, or some other very technical industry, then it is very likely that you will need some form of tertiary education to get started. The nature of these jobs and the current convention is that you need a certain minimum education that is provided in specific courses or degrees that are usually well outlined. A great example of this is to gain access to the bar as a lawyer, to become a professional registered engineer, or to practice medicine. You need those specific qualifications. As a highly qualified professional myself, I regularly encounter very capable, intelligent people who are held back in my industry purely because they have not earned the correct qualifications to progress any further. In such cases, the added knowledge from those qualifications can be useful, and the requirement for them is not without reason, but it is also often just a formality, and gaining that qualification would sometimes not meaningfully add to that person's capability. More often than not, it is precisely situations like that which have fed the stigma that you need a college degree to make more money than other traditional jobs. Again, if you feel drawn to pursue these careers, you need to again ask why. If it's because you're passionate about the work and you have a great skill in those areas, planning to attend college is potentially a good choice. If you're drawn to them purely to make more money, you might want to consider the next scenario as well. The skilled trades have fallen on the other side of the stigma. Being a tradesman today is often looked down upon or seen as inferior to college-educated professionals, and many avoid this option largely due to this idea. The bottom line is that skilled work pays fairly well. Experienced tradespeople can easily earn into the six figures, and they do this often without much of the stress and pressure of their high-flying corporate counterparts. In addition, the programs and qualifications needed are often heavily subsidized or fully funded by the state or external parties in some areas, which means that you would start working unencumbered by crippling student debt. A final consideration is that the trades work is fairly easy to scale, and this leads many tradespeople to expand, to becoming business owners and growing their income and scope of work far beyond what the average white-collar employee will ever earn. This leads us to the next scenario. Working for yourself does not always mean that you have to become an influencer on social media, or even start a YouTube channel. If your ultimate goal is to be in control of your own time and effort, then starting a business is something you can consider. There have been many examples of people leveraging modern technologies to create income, such as reselling items on Amazon FBA that were bought on Alibaba for less. Don't be fooled by some of the ultra-wealthy 20-somethings you see online. Luck is as much a factor in their success as was hard work and timing. Also, don't count on starting the next Uber, Amazon or Tesla, but many of these great success stories started with little to no money or education. With that said, however, finding a job first, gaining experience on that job, and then identifying gaps and opportunities are a solid foundation for successful entrepreneurship. Nowhere in this scenario is a college degree required, but this will largely depend on what kind of business you want to start or what kind of job you do while gaining experience. Entrepreneurship is not just for high school dropouts or MBA grads. It's an option for anyone who has the grit and the inspiration to make things happen. Be warned, however, it's not called a grind for nothing, and it can carry enormous risk. Lastly, I would like to highlight the overwhelming wealth of knowledge and information available on the internet these days, often for free. People are overly generous in sharing what they know, and many of them speak from positions of great experience. Finding this information is often as easy as performing a simple Google search. As with everything, you will need to be selective in what to believe, and understand that free content is often less reliable than paid content. With that said, a large majority of the raw knowledge you might want to get from a college degree is likely available online in some shape or form. This will not get you over the barrier of required qualifications described earlier, but it will give you similar knowledge and skills and make you more competent and valuable in a future role. Some examples of sought-after skills would be things like advanced proficiency in Microsoft Excel, Python, Adobe Photoshop, public speaking, or speaking a second or third language. There are countless other options and career ideas that fall beyond the scope of this video, but I hope by this point you have gained some ideas that you could drill deeper into. My personal thoughts on a college degree are that they are largely overrated in today's society, and you definitely do not need one to be successful. Many 20 and 30-somethings of today are crippled by student loans that rival a house mortgage, and despite some of these people having the income to match, many have been left with debt they can barely afford to pay for a qualification that has not provided them with the future they were hoping for. Being college educated myself, I am not anti-college. They hold a lot of value to the right people, and they still have a well-deserved place in our education system. They provide the means to become specialists and experts in specific fields, often for good income, but they should not be seen as a be-all and end-all of career success. I encourage you to do your own research and form your own conclusions. The pressure you may feel from society or loved ones to follow a certain path has the potential to steer you in a direction that can lead to depression or discontent, and may take you years to realize and decades to fix. I'd like to end off with an excerpt from Invictus by William Ernest Henley. I am the master of my fate. I am the captain of my soul. I hope you enjoyed the video. For similar videos and to hear more of my thoughts on other issues facing young people today, like and subscribe. Thanks for watching. I'll see you guys next time.